Okay, it is 9:09 a.m. January 4th, 2021. Happy New Year. I was actually here the last 2 days of the previous year, the trading markets. The first day I was actually a bit late when I got up and everything. I turned on eTrade Pro and all of that stuff. It was 9:35. I just wasn't happy with that timing. I stayed up late, so I just decided to study, and then the next day, I just didn't have day trades on eTrade, and I just really don't want to be trading on interactive brokers. Maybe I'll use the web-based trader and use eTrade Pro for charts. But anyway, today NCTY is looking like a nice short if it cracks this level at 562. Normally, I would want to wait until it does some kind of spike towards this level at 561, and that might be better to do. But I've missed a lot of setups just trying to short for a confirmed breakdown or a follow-up spike. Like here's a spike at 618, then one at 607, and then I'm like, all right, let's short into the next spike, and it doesn't do it. It just seems pretty nice. It has the classic crappy first day, red day looking wick right here, a really bad candle, lots of volume traded previously. Just potential for it to just downtrend the entire day, and it does have a small flow, but this thing is shortable on E-Trade, which is great. CHEK, I'll just keep looking at this one. I don't really like the price action too much. I don't like the price 73 cents, but I'll just continue to look at it. It is a NASDAQ. ANTE is a second day stock. At least I'll consider it a second day. Yesterday was, or the previous day was, a pretty big wicky candle, although now it's trying to push through, looking like it's making some kind of a ascending triangle, which would be interesting. This one could very well crack maybe 370 or 360 or even the day high and make a nice run. ALPP, I'll keep watching this guy for number 5 setups, but I was not lucky when I got in the first time. I tried trading a number 5 setup with this stock. It didn't work out when I bought it. It does show that it can work out, put up some nice number 5 actions early in the market too. It's not like a 12 a.m. Panic. It's right at the market open, so I'll have to keep that into consideration. But this is all I have for right now. Okay, it's only been maybe a few minutes later at 9:14. It actually is doing a nice spike back. Maybe if I wasn't under the PDT, I would consider taking a small short right here, just in case this guy starts fading. Once I see that it's starting to downtrend again. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait for a confirmed breakdown, even if that means I won't get in the trade because it just falls off a cliff at the market open or something. I'll just have to continue watching the stock and see how it develops. I would be considering taking a short right now, but really the short right now, and then I have to cover before 9:30 because I'm not trying to be at the market open with a position. It just doesn't seem like something that I should do, especially considering how valuable these, trades I have available are. I can do 2 trades today if need be, and after today it would be 1 more, I believe. So yeah, I'll just keep looking at this guy. Maybe if it does a confirmed breakdown over this level, so it breaks below the level, comes back towards it, and then it shows that it's not able to get through it, or at least it appears to, because you can never be 100% sure. That would be a nice short, but I'm probably gonna miss this setup, and who knows, maybe this guy would just keep running. But I also didn't short because the level 2 looked very strong on the bid, so that was another reason why I didn't go short at the level either that I mentioned previously. The level 2 was strong. Don't want to really waste a day trade like that for 16 minutes. And yeah, I mean, this is pre-market too. We have to see how this trades at the market open. Okay, it's 9:19. I'm pretty happy I didn't take the trade for all the reasons mentioned that I'm not gonna mention again. This is a short scale seller's nightmare. Imagine being short in the 580s. Oh well, it's gonna make a smaller lower high from this level, and now it's cracking it. Oh well, I can just risk it off of this level here, 622, and maybe it actually holds off 622. It doesn't break out, but that's just not a way to be trading. That's a way to lose a lot of money at some point if you get what you deserve, basically. Pretty impressive. No longer interested in shorting this. This thing would have to show a probable sign of reversal. This isn't reversing. This is definitely an uptrend. It can now round off, hold off of this level, or this level, or maybe in the middle. It can start making higher lows, higher highs, or something like that. Pretty nice to look at. Again, it is pre-market. We'll see how this trades at the open. I don't have any like pure first day stocks to really look for in terms of inverse head and shoulders. The closest one would be ANTE. Besides that, I don't really see a setup I'm too interested in, but I'll take a look at the chat and see if there's a stock that I missed. If there's any, I want to trade from there. Okay, it's 9:30. I don't know if my E-Trade Pro is lagging. This guy is just trading like crazy. Very, very nice spike. It held off of its lows right here. I'm gonna assume that it's not E-Trade Pro. Actually, it might be E-Trade Pro. No. Oh yeah, E-Trade Pro is doing some kind of lagging right here with the volume. This isn't really good. I have to take this into consideration now that I'm looking at E-Trade Pro is definitely lagging like crazy. It was like this was going off so crazy fast that it looked like it was about to get halted, but it's actually just E-Trade lagging, trying to catch up with the current trades. Very nice spike. Held off of its lows. Very good that I took that one cautiously. ALPP is having a panic, but I don't freaking know if I should trade right now because this thing with E-Trade Pro might be continuing, and that's gonna really mess me up if I start trading it off of a certain level or a certain way that it's moving and it turns out it's just a platform trading like that. We're seeing a humongous drop with SPY. A crazy drop. Yeah, look at this lag. I wonder if people are talking about that. I'm gonna restart E-Trade Pro. ALPP looks like it could do a number 5, and I don't know if it's that the chart is fine and it's trading like this, or it's just my platform lagging. So I'm gonna have to restart and see what the problem could be, if there is one. Alright, E-Trade Pro is just restarting. Unfortunately, I probably missed this with ALPP. I don't mind if that's the case. The chances that this happens is pretty slim, so I can't get upset. It seems to be holding 304. I could have considered buying if maybe this didn't happen or I was acting a bit quicker. But I didn't. Just, the platform happened to crash, but it seems to be holding. At least the level 2 isn't looking too bad. Definitely looking better than the time that I tried buying. Let's see if 309 holds or if it's going to continue fading, but I think it might actually try to hold this level here. We don't have like that 10,000 seller on the ask like I had, which is pretty good. 310 is still holding. Lots of volume traded, but 310 is just chilling. 314, there was that crack past 310. That's pretty impressive, but it seems like there's a lot of people selling on the ask, which isn't good. It's down 14%, 312. Pretty nice. I could have bought at, I don't forgot the level exactly. I think it was 306. I have it here at 304. I don't know if that was from previous or if I was just doing it lower than the level. 311 is at the bid. A lot of people at 312, I would be considering right now selling, just because there is a lot of people selling on the ask. It just doesn't look so good. I would be immediately trying to sell my shares here, even if it does a nice breakout later on. We're at 305. Definitely a fake out. We'll see if Tim got sucked into this. Yeah, he did. Oh, that's funny. I'm not trying to be a dick, but that's funny. I don't even know what to say about NCTY. Yeah, this definitely a breakdown over the level at 563. Not like that, buddy. And what happened to Bingo? Bingo's a multi-day run and pretty impressive considering how ugly it looks. Maybe a number 5. I don't really think number 5s work too well with NASDAQ stocks. I mean, it was a 70-cent drop from 521. I don't know, maybe that's a thing, you know, level number 5, not level 5. 303. I would have sold in that candle. There were too many people selling on the ask. Tim is still in this stock. I mean, it looks nice until it wasn't. ANTE looks like it's trying to make a comeback. It was fading towards the market open. I can't believe this guy got halted. And look, I'm going to show this because I think this is, maybe I just haven't traded, you know, in a while, but this is looking like trash. This drop here is like massive. I don't even know if the stimulus passed. I think it. I don't know if the President Trump signed it into law or he didn't, and Congress like overruled his veto. I don't know what happened, but Trump wasn't very happy with the stimulus. How we were giving off so much money to other countries for other things, not even related to the virus. This is, I have to take this into consideration, even though we're still green on the day. It seems like it might just be part of a regular pattern, actually. I'll have to keep this into consideration. You know, you have to be careful. If the markets are tanking, maybe if the markets were normal, this would have played out a lot better. But let's see, this thing is a chop fest. Maybe it's going to actually break out now. We have a 20,000 bidder. We had a 20,000 bidder. Maybe it can actually do it now. I guess I just have to be more patient with those. Alright, well, I'll just keep waiting. I'll keep looking. I don't see Amber's head and shoulders per se here. I'll keep looking. No, nothing clear right now. Okay, it's 9:41. I would be considering this right now, buying for a number 5 setup. ABML. The only problem here is that SPY is taking, the overall markets are just dropping like crazy, and that could lead a lot of these OTCs to have what looks like a number 5. But if the markets just keep dropping and dropping, I mean, those number 5s will just make fake number 5s and they'll just keep dropping. Although ALPP did a nice run up, I would have sold in this candle. I wouldn't have held through this, just considering how, you know, inexperienced I am with them and how scary they are. If they just keep dropping, I would have sold a long time ago in this candle. I wouldn't have held that long. And he sold at 316. I would have, if I would have held, I don't know when I would have sold, but I was definitely gonna be selling there. Again, I would consider going long AVML. But if the markets just keep dropping, like I said, it's just fake number 5s. ANTE is looking like it's going to try to break the day high, which is very impressive. I mean, this stock is going to run, I guess, regardless of the overall markets. it might not be affected by it, or maybe it is, and it would just be up way more. I don't know, but this might throw off my entire trading with the overall markets if it's just gonna drop so harshly. Of course, if it starts rebounding, that would also be pretty good for longs, but I just don't see a setup right now. NCTY didn't really do a confirmed breakdown over the level here, the lows at pre-markets, and I wouldn't have, quite frankly, traded it because I would have waited for a reversal. I wanted to short as it approaches the level. Nothing to look at right now. I'll just keep checking around. It's 947. The level 2 looks beautiful with ABML looking like some kind of a triangle freaking crack breakout potential at 122. We had some big sellers on the ask and now they're gone. In fact, it looks like it might actually be on the bid. Pretty impressive, even if it doesn't play it out. There's just so many people on the bid. Of course they can be fake, but if they're fake, they're usually like chilling here. They're not really at the level getting their shares executed. Lots of selling on the bid despite how strong it looks. Lots of selling on the bid, huh? Now it doesn't look so good anymore. Besides that 39,000 bidder, somebody threw 22,000 shares at it. Somebody's just really holding it. I think this is what they called soaking on the bid. I don't know. Huh, it cracked it now. That's pretty impressive. Wow, just a complete turnaround. Okay, yeah. Nothing I'm really looking at. ALPP faded again. You could say it's a buy here. I'm not. Just because of the fact that it could just keep dropping, or it might just consolidate here the rest of the day. You never know. ANTE, pretty nice spike over here. I'm not really interested in shorting this. The overall pattern shows that it's going up. It would have been maybe a buy right here at 306. This guy, nothing I really want to trade. NCTY, nice uptrend, really nice. Doesn't look so bad anymore on the daily chart. No longer a first red day. That's pretty impressive. Nothing to look at right now. No clear setups I want to trade. I'll just keep looking. SPY is starting to rebound a little bit, but not so much. Okay, it's 10:04 a.m. Mr. Bingo. I know that's not what you really call it, but this guy did an amazing, just crazy breakout. Not really predictable. These two big candles. There was a symmetrical triangle right here. It kind of looks like a descending triangle because it was trying to base off the 460s, 470s level as a breakdown. It completely did the opposite. Did a nice, I guess after the triangle setup played out, it did a nice breakout. I didn't trade this because this is never like 100% chance of it going one way or the other, at least from what I've seen. It could go up, it could go down. If I'm in a setup and I see a triangle setup forming and it's not like an ascending triangle but this, a symmetrical triangle, I'll just get out the trade because you don't know if it'll just be a huge breakout here or a downtrend. There were so many people on the ask and it just wiped through it. It was pretty incredible. Again, didn't buy this. It actually looks like a descending triangle a little. Very conflicting. Don't trade triangles, at least right now, unless it's like an NXTD ascending triangle over the entire day. Not this. Well, NCTY, maybe a head and shoulders might play out. I understand why Tim says not to go short, because you see spikes like this. Good luck cutting losses quickly, you know? You might cut losses quickly, but you're not going to cut at the price level you wanted. NCTY is taking a drop. Looks like, might as well show it. SPY, just not looking nice. I saw it do a small uptrend here, fell again. It's a confirmed breakdown over 373. Now it's gonna do maybe a follow-up crack. We'll see how bad this guy gets. Just gonna have to take that into consideration. ANT kind of looks like it dried up in terms of volatility and volume. ALPP just likes playing around, doesn't have a really nice setup to play. BNGO is really the stock to be looking at. I don't see anything else. NCTY maybe a head and shoulders, but I don't like head and shoulders that play out with two candles like that. So really no setups, but I'll just keep looking at BNGO. This looks pretty nice. And ABML never did the number 5. I mean, it just failed. Remember the disappointing turnaround from the level 2? It still had room to fall, now at 112. This isn't really a number 5 setup anymore. That's just downtrending slowly. Okay, it's 10:34 a.m. There was for a very brief moment where I considered buying here at the 514 level, give or take. I didn't remember, but had I remembered back then that, you know, a lot of the setups that I like presents itself a nice big wick to risk off of, I would have considered buying, because you have to consider how jumpy this stock is, how crazy and volatile it is, so it's a bit scary. But when you have a big wick to risk off of like this one right here, it just, at least to me, it just feels more comforting, showing that it tried to go against what I wanted to do, and it failed pretty badly because it made such a big wick. Of course, it could still get towards the wick and crack it, but it's just less likely. It's more on your side. And why would I consider buying? Because it was just support throughout the entire day. Pre-market levels, really, after having this crazy symmetrical triangle breakout, created this explosion, you know, trying to get above this level, and now it's holding it. Well, I don't know if it's gonna hold it here, but it held it here. Sure, it wasn't perfect technical analysis, but there was that wick to risk off of. Would have been nice, 513 to 536, not much in terms of percentage. But you don't know how high it could go at the time that you're buying, or how low it could go. It did get to 557, but I don't know. I probably would have sold in this choppy thing, or maybe even this big red candle. Pretty nice. I guess it kind of made a head and shoulders too. I just noticed that now, but I wouldn't have really traded that. It's not a clean head and shoulders for sure. And I guess right now, it also played off of the level again at 517-ish. It has a wick to risk off of. You could be long, well, it'd be kind of late by now, but you could be long and risk it off the wick. I mean, it doesn't have to work. It could fail and crack the wick level, but the idea is that it's just less risky because it already tried. We'll see. I wouldn't be long this anymore. It's already 10:30. I'll be casually looking at the markets, but I'm gonna start looking at my business. NCTY slow uptrend, although it's impressive. Don't like the wick here. That's pretty bearish. The overall markets continue to tank, which is bad. ANTE just trading its range. It's not really doing much. It's still following an overall uptrend, but it's a very slow pattern. ALPP, nothing I want to trade. SPY is dropping. I mean, that looks pretty bad. Maybe I just haven't seen the markets in a while, but that doesn't look like something you want to be long. BNGO, if it does it, it's gonna drop pretty hard. It's up so much, and the markets overall are looking kind of bad. It could be a one-day wonder, but it's not looking too good. At this point, I'll just stop looking at the market so much. I'll casually check here and there, but I'm going to start working on my regular business work. Okay, it's 10:49 a.m. I've chickened out. I would have considered shorting anywhere here and risking it off of 540. Head and shoulders pattern up many days, clearly showing signs of reversal. Head and shoulders, the first lower high from this range right here, risking it off of 540 because it could always still uptrend. We have against the pattern head and shoulders higher lows here. Here's a low, a higher low. So we have higher lows, but it is a head and shoulders. It is the first lower high. It is up a bunch. Really just missed out shorting this. I don't want to short right here in the 534s. Maybe I'm just being too damn picky with my execution. And if it were to go now, like even higher towards the 540s, if it breaks it, that would no longer be a setup I'm interested in. We'll keep looking. This doesn't look good. It could still round off, but I would cut losses at 540 if it cracks it, like really nicely cracks it. A nice wick. It could still try to crack 540. You know, nobody really knows, and that's the chair, by the way. I'm not farting around here. It still could. I mean, it could be just a wick here. It could also break out later, but really 540 was the level. Maybe that was the last chance to get in. Just a nice potential setup. $540. I would be cutting losses. Ooh, I don't know. I would be cutting right here actually at 543, because this is a head and shoulders failure that could cause a huge spike. You could try to risk it off the wick or the high at 557, but now you're just chasing. Who knows? Maybe this was the last breath. But I'm not gonna just start moving up my average higher and higher and higher. You know, my average, not my average, but my cut losses level. Very impressive. Could still play out as a head and shoulders, but I would be out of this setup. I have to keep learning. There's so much volatility in these things that I just have to learn from it all. Really, 545 is the highest it got. I didn't crack the wick here, but I wouldn't have wanted it to have broken past 540. Maybe have gone to 540 or 541, but this is looking like it could continue running, so I wouldn't consider that anymore. Again, this could follow along with the higher lows right here, but I was considering shorting it because it was the first lower high setup, and it also because it's up so much. But you know, we'll see. This thing's doing pretty nicely. I guess I'll make an update later, but yeah, no other setups, at least I don't think there is. I wouldn't have shorted that. Head and shoulders was a possibility, but I don't like this. This is too much. I wouldn't have traded anything. 560, dude. That is crazy. The daily candle does look very bullish. That's nice. That's a head and shoulders failure breakout right here. For how long? I don't know, but I'm sure it caught a lot of people short in that. I would have cut losses, like I mentioned, once it cracked 541-ish and the 42s, 43s, I would have gotten out there. And this one gave you a chance to get out, but I understand why Tim doesn't want people to go short, because this is, you know, if you didn't cut losses right then and there, this isn't too predictable. It is predictable, I mean, but you know, this is crazy. It's crazy hard to get, you know, your to cut your losses. That's pretty nice. This is definitely what you call a short squeeze. That's interesting. I might, because of this, I might actually just consider going long and no longer going short. I haven't seen those freaking first day green days turns into a red day and fades the rest of the day. I don't see those anymore. I haven't seen them in a while. And now that I've gotten maybe potentially mentally prepared for those types of setups, they're just not happening anymore. So you just have to adapt, and maybe later on when the markets cool off and we have a lot of those first day green days that fade the entire day, I'll consider shorting again. But I think from all of this going on right here, I'm just not going to consider going short anymore. I think I'm just going to consider going long. Of course, there will always be still some stocks that fade the entire day, but the majority of them are just not doing that. This is a very nice run up here. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop considering being short just for a while, just because of how crazy they are. Look at this movement. Look how crazy it is. But look at SPY. SPY is just falling off a cliff. It's horrible. It looks even worse on a 3-day chart. This thing is disgusting. It just cracked through support like nothing. Just cut through it like butter. Very bearish overall markets. Maybe it's the sign of the change. Who knows? But I know that for now, at least for today and maybe the rest of the week, I just won't consider going short anymore. And if I'm long biased on the stock and it fades, that's just too bad. But most of these stocks are providing very nice opportunities on the long side. Alright, it is 12:06 p.m. Midday, and it's just going to be a quick recap over all the stocks, and I'm going to probably just call it off from right here. BNGO, I just don't remember anymore. I got confused if BNGO was the one I wanted to do the head and shoulder short, or was it NCTY? I think it was NCTY. I don't remember anymore. Anyway, there is a head and shoulders here in theory with BNGO, shoulder, head, shoulder. But really I just can't tell anymore. Maybe I should go back and see, but really just not going to consider short selling anymore. Very nice crack right here. Broke the day high 1052. Led to this nice uptrend right here. It tried to consolidate here a little bit before it made another run. This is a pretty nice move, and then it had a dip right at the same level, right? It would have been scary, but it was a potential. It didn't move too much, but it is much better than the stocks I've been trying to trade recently, besides the ALPP move. Just a really nice move overall with BNGO is continuing, and I guess this is a number 3. I mean, definitely a number 3. Very nice chart. NCTY was a first red day, now a nice first green day chart. A little too volatile. Here was the other level where maybe I was considering going short. I don't remember anymore. I think it was BNGO. I mean, I have it right here at 544. So in theory, maybe it did play out, just not when I wanted it to. I can't remember anymore, but I'm sure you guys, and as well as me when I rewatched this, can see what it was. But there is a head and shoulders here, but these are just crappy. I want a nice clean looking one. This is too wicky. Very nice crack over the day high, although this was a big halt move. Very crazy move up. Not really as clear to trade as BNGO. ANTE, I guess, is starting to lose its momentum. I guess this would be the type of stock to short because it fades the rest of the day, but I'm not going to do that. It could randomly pick up volume like the other stocks and start squeezing people. Pretty impressive, nonetheless. Really had a clear higher low setup, but I'm just not going to trade that. ALPP never made number 5. At least a nice one. I mean, if you're trying to be picky, 3 to 320, that's best case scenario. If best case scenario is 10%, that's not really that good. Well, not even 10%, less than 10%. Maybe like, I don't know, 6? No, more like 8. Just not that good in terms of risk reward. Overall markets, my goodness, it keeps dropping. Now it's down 2%. You know, with all of this in mind, all of the spikiness, stocks are dropping pretty hard. I'm just wondering, I don't know what happened there. Tesla continues to go up. Although that's not a very bullish candle, but it's nothing like SPY. I mean, the overall market's looking pretty bad. We'll continue to look. You know, I'll continue to look, but I'm gonna call it off right here. Don't want to really trade anything else. I mean, NCTY already broke the day high. BNGO did it too, and this was very nice. ANTE could be a short for the rest of the day, but I don't want to do that. AOPP does not have anything to trade. So that's all I got. Really just going to stop considering short selling, at least for now, because of the fact that they can, you know, even if you have your set level and you cut losses, you know, right at the level, very disciplined, you might have a big green candle and just absolutely destroy you. And even if you have the intentions to cut losses quickly, sometimes you just can't because it's too crazy volatile right now, at least for these types of stocks at this moment.